just looking at it from my time in Europe, there was more of this like community feel to it. And the clubs were much more open. So in my club, for example, we had elites, which included some of the Olympians and big names in the sport. Hille Fredriksson was one of them, for example, and Torbjørn Sindball. I don't know if you know him. He's retired for a few years now, but you know, he was in the club, and sort of everybody sort of underneath them. And then we also had all of the age groupers. We had complete beginners and like 75-year-olds who'd been doing it since, you know, since the sport started. And everybody would train together. So you go out for these bike rides, these club rides in the middle of the week on like a Tuesday, and you'd have everybody out. 150 people, it was amazing. And we'd all do the warm up, we'd go out to the same area where we're gonna do, you know, 5-kilometer repeats or something. And everybody would just go off and split off into their own little groups and do the work that they needed to do. And then we'd all meet up at the end and we'd ride back home together. And that's amazing. Just the fact that you have somebody who's world class, one of the best in the world, and then a complete beginner side by side. And it's more open in that way. Whereas a lot of clubs here, they're either beginner age group social or they're elite. There's not much in between, so you're not really exposing either side to each other. You're not sort of building that community within the sport. And it's incredibly difficult to get triathletes together in a semi-social setting here. Whereas over there, like, we would do our training session, we'd do like these long, hard Saturdays, and then we'd go for dinner after together. Like, that was amazing. So you became friends as well as training partners, and I think that's something that's missing here. Rasmus Henning was also part of the club. He was definitely the big name when I was sort of just starting there. And I remember one of the other members, one of the old timers, telling me how, you know, years before, Rasmus would be there at the clubhouse. So we actually had this meeting place. It was like a little, I don't even know what it was. It was sort of a cafe, kind of a space you could rent out. And that's where we would meet for all of our training and social events. And you know, Rasmus would be there as a young 20-something-year-old, helping to clean up after the social events, helping to set up, like that kind of thing. And you know, there's like a sort of more humble approach to it.